Hey, welcome guys. Today we're going to be discussing the costs of working on my shed. And I'm actually currently walking toward it now. And like I said last time, it's actually officially not considered a shed anymore. It's my office. So welcome. I guess I'll turn the light on. Welcome to the shed! Feels so good in here. Better than out there. But as you can see, I've got my recording studio. You guys are about to see the view from the webcam. I've got all kinds of crap everywhere. And my computer actually, and if you look coming out of that yellow cord there, that is a hotspot. That hotspot, did you see it? That's the hotspot right there. I had to pose for the thumbnail. Anyway, so that is the shed. Now let's switch over to webcam view. Hey, what's going on? All right, so welcome to the setup. And as you can see, when you're watching my Clash of Clans videos, or really any of my gaming videos, you can't really tell that there's only a few of these sound things behind me. So it's cool. I've got a lot of them. I just didn't have the time in the moment to nail it more. Plus, I have a green screen that I can just pull down whenever I'm ready to do that. I don't have the lighting set up or anything for that. And it takes more light, so it produces a lot more heat. So if I can avoid using green screen, I will. And so I might do something like shelves and put some cool stuff on the shelves, get some cool LED colored lights, that kind of stuff. But it's right there. Like, that's where it is. It's only, what, 3 feet away from me, maybe. So 2.5 feet, something like that. So I don't know. Welcome to the setup. I wanted to just give a quick video talking about the journey of the shed. Because for me, it's important. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're hearing a buzzing sound, that's probably the AC running. It is in the 90s outside, so I'm not going to turn it off. So sorry. Just one of the limitations of this place. But it's better than not having the AC. That's for sure. Yeah, so let's discuss the journey of the shed. And I just kind of want to put this out there, put some numbers out there, some expectations in case anybody else does something like this or is thinking about doing something like this, you know what to expect. So going back to the beginning, my wife took a new job and so we moved. My job's online, YouTube channel. I can do this from anywhere as long as I have an internet connection. So I was like, yeah, let's go. And in the town she wanted to go to had a good reputation and somewhere that we were interested in going. It's actually closer to my in-laws than the old property, which is not, it depends on how you feel about your in-laws, of course. But for me, that's a good thing. They're good people. So we moved here. We bought. Here's the problem of places with good reputations, especially in Texas, in 2022. Very high real estate costs. Very high. It's insane how quickly prices have gone up. And so instead of buying a house, which would have done us in financially, we would have been absolutely broke. So instead of doing that, we decided we're going to buy some land. We're going to live in an RV or a small building, and we're going to build once we've accumulated the money again. So we did. We bought a property. The RV was already here. It was already set up, so we didn't have to move it. It already has electrical, water, and septic. So it's just kind of the perfect situation for us, except for my job, which again is online. So what I decided was, you know what? We need a storage room. We went from a very large house to an RV, so we lost 90% of our square footage on that deal, and so we had to get a storage room. And the storage room was only a 7x10, and everything fit in there, although it was floor to ceiling. It was ridiculous. So I thought, okay, I think I can get a storage room or shed and use it for both purposes. I think I can actually have one side, and that's all that crap that's in front of me. That can be kind of like a half storage room, and the other half could be my office, and then I can get to actually working again, because I've been just barely making it, guys. In the old place, I used to be able to upload a full 10-minute video in about 5 minutes, maybe 7, depending on the time of day, what day of the week it was, and how long the video was. It was about a 50% length of video to length of upload time. When we moved to the RV, the internet isn't as good out here because we are a lot further away from town than we were. And so now in the RV, I can upload a video anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, just depending on, again, time of day and all that stuff, how long the video was. So that was a huge change, but it was doable, right? And so what we did was, well, actually, I failed to have a plan. I'm pretty good about having a plan, but I failed to have a plan. So whenever I got the shed, you guys saw all the videos of me working on the place, getting insulation, getting walls, getting all that stuff. And we'll talk about costs in a moment. Just rough estimates, not like dollars and cents or anything. But once I had the whole thing done and we were moving in, I moved my computer over here without having an internet solution because it's too far. It's about 200 feet away. There's trees in between here and there, and the internet over there is not that good anyway, so the signal's not that strong. So I can't get the Wi-Fi here from the RV. And so what I tried doing was hotspot, because I thought, well, it works off cellular, and the cellular signal is fine. It's always 2 or 3 bars, so we should be all right. Well, it turns out you really can't do that with your phone. Not from a computer to a phone. It's not, the hardware's not there. Like, the phone overheats, and it's just not a good thing. And so what I decided to do, I considered several options. I considered getting a relay box, or like a point-to-point antenna, put one on the RV and put one in the window, and have like the Wi-Fi connect and then rebroadcast into here. And I thought that would work pretty well. That adds a lot of extra signal, a lot of extra frequency, likely radiation. I just decided I didn't want that. So the other option of 3 or 4 was run a cable. And I could have done that. I had a plan. I was going to get a long dowel or a stick or javelin type thing and tape the wire on the back of it. And I was literally going to throw it in between the branches of the trees. And I was going to run the cable from here to there, a 250-foot outdoor cable, and run a cable into here, and then run an access point off of that cable from that Wi-Fi. But that Wi-Fi is not very good, so I wanted to try another option first, and that was a hotspot, right? Not a cell phone hotspot, but a dedicated hotspot. And so I went to the local AT&T and got that set up, and they gave me a SIM card. But because of the way the world is dysfunctional right now, they weren't able to get me a hotspot. So I had to go to the local Walmart, bought the only hotspot they had is a cheap piece of garbage, and the upload speed. Remember, I went from 5-minute upload speed to 1 hour, and it was taking anywhere between 2 and 4 hours to upload a video off of that piece of garbage hotspot. So, today, April 18th, 2022, I got a Blackhawk, which is a Netgear, super fancy. It's just LTE, it's not 5G, but it's plenty fast to get me off the ground. And so now I just uploaded a video on my other channel, and I got it out, and the upload speed, it took about 15 minutes to upload that video. So this hotspot, this internet in my office is at least twice as fast, if not more, than the RV's internet, which is awesome. Super exciting. So yeah, now that I've got a decent internet upload speed that's dedicated for here, and it's costing $60 a month, but it's a tax write-off and everything, so that's cool. And I'm considering an alternative internet solution for over there, having to do with this hotspot here. So but I'll work on that later. It's not a super high priority or anything. But yeah, so the internet's working here now, and I feel like this was a perfect opportunity to give you guys some information. So thanks for letting me share my story. I know that took a lot longer than I expected, but we're in here now, and everything is working exactly as planned, and I love it. cost breakdown. So the shed itself, which came from a company called Dirksen, very famous in Texas, and I think they're in like 15 states now or something like that. But if you have a Dirksen company near you, they make good quality products. But this shed, it's a 10 by 20, so 200 square foot with additional height, house wrap, the extra thick floor. I mean, basically all the, like the thermal window, like all the upgrades that you can get in the thing. And it cost us just a hair over 10 grand. I know that sounds like a lot, but bear with me, okay? I'll explain why this made perfect sense in a minute. So 10,000. And then if I had hired somebody to do all this work, it would have cost, especially the electrical, it probably would have cost us, I want to say probably 3 or 4 grand in labor. So I saved that by doing it all myself. I had no help doing any of this. I didn't even have help from my wife, like during the weekend, except for moving in. She helped me do that. But the material, so you're talking insulation, nails, screws, staples, that kind of stuff, wire, conduit, which we had on site, and some of the wire too. So that was all technically free for this project. Sheetrock, obviously, some light fixtures, air conditioner, all that. The material and paint, which we had on site, but I had to buy extra, was about $3,500. So we're into this place for $13,500. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of money, especially if like you're younger and you don't work or whatever, but I'm an adult, I'm 30, so I've had some time to accumulate a little bit of money at the best, to hopefully reinvest into my life, which that is what this is. You're about to find out why. Okay, so 13,500, and that is a 200 square foot building, right? So if you take 13,500 and you divide that by 200, that is $67 per square foot. Now, when looking at real estate, I think across the nation right now, the average in America is something like $150 per square foot, and that's for a house. Now, obviously, this isn't a house. There's no plumbing. There's no bathrooms, kitchens, nothing. It's just a building. So I say $100 per square foot is probably the real estate appraisal of this building. That might be a little more than it should be. We could say 80 or 75, but I'm going to say 100 because the market's crazy right now. And this place has a lot of, it's air conditioned, right? And that's part of the appraisal. So I'm in this place based on the price that I paid for the material and then a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. $67 per square foot. And it would appraise for, I think, at least 100 per square foot. So what is that? That's, I've got my calculator up. That's $32 per square foot of equity, which means I made $6,500. That's based on the assumption of the appraisal, I know, but I earned $6,500 doing this work. Now, remember what I first started by saying, the labor to do this would probably be somewhere around $3,000 or $4,000. So I technically made more money doing it myself than if I was paying somebody. Obviously, if I'm paying someone, I'm losing the money, but I made more than they would have made. Make sense? My labor was worth more to me than theirs would have been. Make sense? So we earned some equity in the property is what I'm saying. We spent a lot of money on the material. We spent a lot of time. It was hot. It was cold. It was a lot of time, but we're going to profit in equity on this property, on this particular building. Now I'm about to do it on a much larger scale, 800 square foot cabin on its way. So yeah, thanks for letting me talk and listening. If you're still here at the end of this particular video, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know down below in the comments. Just wanted to give you guys, it's like a closure on this project. Now there's more coming, and I have bought the material for it. I am going to be building a porch, but it's an exterior project, so I didn't really count. It doesn't really count. This building's already fully functional. But the porch would be nice because I stepped outside my door the other day, and I don't know if you guys have seen the porch, but it's just a stair step stack of cinder blocks. and it's only 2 blocks wide, so it's 16 inches wide. And I stepped outside, and I had my weight on one foot, and I shifted my weight to the other foot while I turned around to pull the door shut, and my foot was halfway off the cinder block, and it slipped, and I fell off the steps. And I happened to land on my feet, so I don't, no pain, no gain. Now, there was no injury at all. I just fell, and it scared the heck out of me. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna build a porch, a little porch, like 4 feet porch, like, you know, not big at all, because I have some spare material. I have some spare material that I lost the receipt for. So I've got 10 1x4s I'm going to use as the base. And I know 1x4s aren't very good for a porch, so I'm going to make them 12-inch gaps instead of 16-inch gaps. But it's going to be a tiny little landing with a tiny little step, so it's not a big deal. But I'm going to use that material in that way. So that's coming, but it doesn't really count. I think the material only cost me like $50 plus the stuff I already had. So yeah, guys, there's your update. Thanks for enjoying the series with me, and if you again have any questions or comments, let me know. And yeah, there's more to come. I found my tripod, and I found my phone clip, so, and I have a battery bank, so I'm going to be able to start with the next project. I'm going to be able to start filming actual work happening. So if you guys are excited about that, I'm excited about that. If you're excited about that, let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.